Los Angeles is known for its food, nightlife, beaches, and of course, Hollywood. But beneath all that glitz and glamour lies something darker. Just a couple miles from downtown LA sits one of the world's largest prehistoric mass graves, the Brea Tar Pits. At first glance, it doesn't look like much, just some fenced-off puddles of dark goo. But this place has been quietly racking up a body count for tens of thousands of years. And its weapon of choice? Not teeth or claws or fire, just sticky black goo. And no, it's not even actual tar. The stuff that lured in and killed thousands of animals is actually asphalt, the thickest and goopiest form of crude oil formed millions of years ago from ancient marine plankton. But it only became dangerous around 50 years ago during the Upper Paleolithic period. That's when things started dying, and they didn't stop. To this day, more than 10,000 large animals are estimated to have died here. Over 1 million fossils have been recovered. That includes some of the most iconic creatures of the Ice Age: mammoths, saber-toothed cats, mastodons, dire wolves, giant ground sloths, and many more. And it wasn't just mammals. Fossils of birds, snakes, fish, lizards, insects, and even ancient plants have been pulled out of this sticky graveyard. This place didn't discriminate if it moved, it got stuck. And if it got stuck, it died. You might think this death trap used some clever mechanism to lure in its prey, but no. All it needed was one unlucky animal, like a mammoth or a bison, wandering in and getting stuck. As that creature struggled, it would let out noises, thrash around, and draw attention. Carnivores nearby would notice an easy meal. They'd come in for the kill, and they'd get trapped too. Then more predators would come in, then more. It became a deadly chain reaction. That's why scientists now call them predator traps. And if you're enjoying this story so far, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we go deep into hidden prehistoric horrors like this every week. Here's a crazy stat. For every one herbivore found in the pits, scientists discovered 9 predators. That means 90% of the victims were meat eaters. One of the biggest victims? The direwolf, an extinct canine similar to modern grey wolves but even bigger and more powerful. So far, over 0 individual direwolves have been recovered from the tar pits. That's 10 times the number of wolves currently living in all of Scandinavia. It's wild to think about. And dire wolves weren't the only ones getting wiped out. Saber-toothed cats were the second most common predators to fall victim to the pits, with over 20 individuals found. Herbivores didn't fare much better. The most common plant eater found here is called the bison antiquus, the ancient bison. This species was 15 to 25% larger than modern bison and used to roam all over North America. Around 300 of them have been pulled from the pits, and most were juveniles. Even the big guys weren't safe. And the diversity is insane. So far, scientists have identified 231 species of invertebrates, 159 species of plants, and 234 species of vertebrates. If you count every individual fossil and fragment of interest found, that number crosses 3 million, all thanks to some sticky black goo that wouldn't let go. And then, there's the human. In 1914, the remains of a young woman were discovered in one of the tar pits. She was believed to be between 18 and 25 years old and stood just 4'8" tall. For a long time, people assumed she was just another accidental victim of the tar, but then scientists found something else, a fracture on her skull, one that looks like it came from a blow to the head. Some experts now believe she may not have died in the pit at all. She may have been murdered and her body dumped here to hide the evidence. If that's true, she wouldn't just be a fossil. She'd be LA's oldest known homicide victim, a mystery buried for 10,000 years. But despite all the death, the Brea Tar Pits are a goldmine for science. The thick asphalt preserves bones better than most environments, keeping them safe from weather, scavengers, and oxygen. That means paleontologists get rare, intact fossils, sometimes entire skeletons, and since all the remains are concentrated in one spot, it gives scientists a near-perfect snapshot of ancient ecosystems. What lived here? What died here? What ate what? It's like looking into a frozen moment of prehistoric time. Today, the Brea Tar Pits are a major tourist attraction with museums, life-sized animal models, and ongoing fossil excavations. They've even been featured in movies like the 1997 disaster film Volcano. But if you ever visit, just remember these pits aren't totally asleep. They're still there, still bubbling, still waiting. Maybe they've already chosen their next victim. And if you want more mind-blowing stories from the ancient world, Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You're watching Prehistoric Medievals, where the past was never peaceful.